Everybody wants to be successful, and yet we all have different ideas of what that is. Finding success is the journey we embark upon to go and get what's ours. We are willing to travel down within to find our greatness buried deep inside of us, questioning society's views and flipping the script, putting our own stamp on life. We're here because our future is within our control. Finding success is how we grab hold of what is possible. The relentless pursuit of success starts here.
Welcome back to the Finding Success podcast with me, Adam.
Me, Alex.
Today we are going to be talking about finding your purpose. But before we get started, don't forget to go and follow us on Instagram, _finding success _ YouTube is the same. Also, please give us a review. Let us know how we're getting on. And also, if you haven't already, go back to episode 1 and give it a follow. So, Lutson, finding your purpose. It's quite hard to do, I think.
It's incredibly hard to do. And I don't think many people do it in their lifetime.
I think a lot of people, again, you know, we spoke about this last week, but a lot of people pick something that someone else is doing, and takes it as gospel and says, right, I'm gonna follow what they're doing because it works.
100%. Yeah.
But if something you're not enjoying, if it's something that doesn't come natural, you're never going to do it forever, are you?
No, I think of it like a fingerprint. Everyone is completely different.
Yeah.
What their purpose is, what they value the most. Everyone's just completely different.
That's a great analogy, to be fair. Because you think about it, you know, even investing, people have different views on investing.
Yeah.
From buying to selling, and the same with trading. From different strategies. Everyone is, no matter what, you'll never find the person or two people that are the same. There will be someone different.
100%. So many people don't find their value, their purpose. Why do you think that is?
As we said at the start, I think, again, it sounds like I hate social media, but I don't. But I think social media plays a massive part in it. I think, for someone that shows the Lambos and the big houses and the fancy holidays and being on the boat, and if they automatically see what they do, come and day trade with me, or come and do real estate investments with me, they're instantly going to fall into that path because they see that they've got what they think as success and wealth to them, but that's not the case, is it?
No, not at all.
And then people just follow that path and just continue, and no matter how tired they get with it, or how fed up they get with it, or how non-believing they get with it, they still continue because they're looking at that end goal. But that end goal's never going to come if you don't believe in the thing that you're doing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you gotta want it from within yourself. You can't just see the results and want the results.
Yeah,
so I've got to do the whole journey.
But that's what it is. I think. Again, people look at that picture that it could be real, it could be fake, but that picture shows the person that has succeeded, whether it's real or fake, but they haven't seen the steps that before all those things. And it's just like running. You can run probably a K, and it's hard, but the next K and a half, it becomes a bit easier, and when you reach 2K, it's a bit easier, and just that each step is another step on the podium. And it doesn't happen as in, you reach instant financial success by buying a house. It doesn't work like that. There's incremental steps to get to that final goal. And, if you don't find your purpose in something that you believe in and truly want, it's never going to work, is it?
100%. 100%. You never have to, if it's your purpose, you don't have to be pushed to do it as well, I find.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
If you truly want to do it, if it's your purpose, it comes from within you. There's no external, things that affect it. It's just what you want from deep within. And you should just go. You just need to find out what that is, and it tends to be things that you occupy your mind with.
Yeah.
So what you get up and do without being asked, do without thinking about it. You're just doing it. To find your purpose, you've got to think about those things. What do you spend your most of your time doing? What do you talk to your friends about? How do you converse? Is it what subjects do you always gravitate to? They're the things that normally you'd find your purpose in there somewhere.
Do you know what I've found recently is a lot of people, and I'm not labelling anyone, but the people that are doing the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
They don't actually, what they take home with them, the free time that the stuff they do in their free time, they don't see that as a job or as something that they can make into a business. They just see that as spare time.
Yes.
So even like, for instance, if someone was training to be a judo player and, going through all the steps and going to training and so on and so forth, and they've been doing it for many years, rather than starting a club, they just stay at the same club. Granted, there could be no money in it for them, but they do it because they enjoy it. But they turn up every week in, week out, do the same sort of stuff with the same coach, and they don't think that, hang on a minute, I can turn this into a business. I can start a new place. I can create it into a bigger gym. I can teach other stuff with other coaches and grow it. It's the same for people with clothes. People love to buy and sell clothes, but all they do is go to the shop and buy clothes. But they're in love with clothes, but all they do is buy them. They never sell them again. They can start their own shop. Things that you do naturally, as you said, that come natural to you, that people don't actually see or think of turning it into a business is quite hard, and I think people struggle with that.
100%. I also think maybe they don't think it's like we spoke about in other podcasts, they don't think it's a possible thing to do, in the sense that, why would I want to start my own business where I've got my 9 to 5 that's paying for my life? We said in the last podcast about, what do you value more, time or money? I just bumped into one of the lads at the house just on the way out, and he asked about how's it going at work and so on. So if you've made up your mind what you want to do, and I asked him that question, and he went straight to money. It's like bang, money.
Not even thinking about it.
Didn't even think about it. Him, it's just money. I was like, oh, why is that? It's like, well, because you got more money, you can do what you want, do whatever you want. Then I'm like, oh, what about if you're at work all the time? It's like, well, it didn't really have a comeback. It's like, yeah, but you just got more money to be able to do whatever you want. You can spend it, on holidays, and you can spend it on cars. And I'm like, whoa, a completely different mindset. I was just like, I didn't tell him he was wrong, because if that's what he wants to do, 100% go and do it. That makes him truly happy and makes him happy. But it's not even going to come across his mind that he could have his own. Even though his old man has got his own business,
really,
he's not gone down. So he doesn't see that as a thing,
as a step. Something that he can do.
Yeah, it's really weird. But so he just values money over anything else. And I know we age more towards time, don't we? So.
Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with, like as you said, if you do value money more, then that's fine. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
That's just the way that you are.
Exactly. That's the way it is.
If you say to someone, go and think, well, what actually do you value more? Before you answer, have a think about it, because you go, oh, money. No, actually think about it. Do you value spending time with your family than you do rather going to work to earn money?
Exactly.
And you can guarantee if you think really, a lot of people that really sit down and think about it and actually go, well, I would rather be at home than be at work.
I think everyone, if they thought about what what we were trying to say, is they'd all go time, because money will come and go.
Yeah,
but time is just gone when it's
exactly.
That's terrifying.
These seconds are already gone.
Exactly, it is terrifying.
But that is the reason we do a podcast, is because we're sharing a message to let people know that the valuable seconds and minutes that you lose in your day-to-day drive, in your day-to-day walk, and your session in the gym, that you could be listening to, I don't know, Metallica or something. You actually put something on in your head that can change your life, and it will change your life,
help you grow.
But it comes with consequences. You have to put the work in. As you know, going to the gym, you have to put the work in for the end result. It doesn't just happen overnight. There's multiple steps.
So, looking at the people that are gym rats, not in a bad way, like in a bad sense, like I would consider myself. No, I'm not fit enough to be a gym rat.
Not yet.
But people that are dedicated to going to the gym and that, they're obviously, it's inside them to want to be fit and healthy. It's their drive. They get up and like, right, I'm going to make the right decision. I'm not going to have Mackies for breakfast or crumpets and peanut butter. I'm going to have bananas and oats. That they're two different ways of life, and it's only because these people value, healthy, fit people only value that more, being the fit and healthy over some other people, like people that just don't value business, value anything really.
Yeah.
I don't know, without being rude to overweight, but I'm an overweight person myself, so I'm not really being rude to them. But they value it more than I do, because sometimes I like the creature comforts of peanut butter and crumpets,
But again, this is a future episode that we have coming up soon. But it goes to the fact that if someone calls you fat, you might be fat to them. But if you're body confident, then it doesn't matter to you. For instance, on the scale of 1 to 10, if that person's a bad person, well, if 10's Hitler and the other person is just someone calling you fat, then on the scale of 1 to 10, it's probably a 1 or a 2. It's very, very minimal on the scale. It depends how you take it.
Yes.
That is perception of how you deal with stuff. So, in fact, if someone is telling you that you are overweight and you're comfortable, you're comfortable with that, and that's fine. And it can be the same with a business. For instance, if your business is rubbish and someone's telling you that your business is rubbish, but all in all, your money turnover is fairly good. Well, does it really matter on the outside what it looks like if the inside is doing quite well?
Or what one person's opinion of it is.
Exactly.
For sure. What is it that builds... No, what's the word? What is it that creates... What are the building blocks of a purpose?
As in finding your purpose, the building blocks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's something that you go to easily. And for instance, probably the judo club was a bit of a bad analogy, really, because it's more community based. It's not really, you're not really looking for that. But say, for instance, if you are a gamer, yeah, and you not only enjoy games, you play with your friends. You think, I see all these people. You buy and sell merch or something like that, and you think, well, hang on a minute, these YouTubers are making a lot of money, and if I was just to create content on the games that I'm playing and I'm fairly good at that, then why not do it? But there comes a point where you have to have that mindset of, I want to turn this into a business, as in I don't want to do this as a hobby anymore. And that is where I think people struggle.
Yeah, I
think because if you sit there and just do it as a hobby, you're not taking it seriously. I mean, you could be taking it very, very seriously, but if there's nothing at the end, if there's no carrot in front of you, you just see a game that you're going to win and that's it. You go back to sitting at home and eating lunch or whatever. Nothing changes. Your day doesn't change. But I think if you have a wider view, a creativity, and you can see that there is a bigger, wider world out there that you can create money from, those steps are very easy. Stepping from being a rookie gamer to being an intermediate one that goes into small competitions and starts earning money to streaming, showing people how you play games, selling t-shirts and so on and so forth. Those steps are automatically become a lot easier once you get over that first hurdle.
You almost turn your lifestyle into a income.
Yeah,
in a way.
But you see, once you've got over that, as in, I'm not earning any money from this. This is a hobby. To I can turn this into a business. It becomes very easy.
Yeah.
Because you're still doing it naturally. You just have to put in the extra hour or two a night,
which shouldn't be hard.
No, because you enjoy it. Into thinking of ways how you can turn it into a business. And once you have those ways and you have a plan,
stick at it.
Exactly. What about yourself? How do you think it's found or set?
It's tough. I don't think purpose is fixed. I think it can change with you as a person.
Oh, completely agree.
Because you grow and change. Yeah, exactly. So I think your purpose can change over the years, but I think it's massively to do with what you value. So like your top 5 values, how you live your life, basically. I think it's found in there somewhere. And I think if you haven't found your purpose, maybe you haven't found your top 5 values or any values you want to live your life by. Because if you don't have them, are you not living aimlessly, but just not focused and guided? I don't know, your values sort of help guide you, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
Help you make decisions. So say if you are that gym bunny, gym rabbit, whatever, your mates are going to be going out for drinks and that. You don't want to drink alcohol. So the question comes, is this going to help me get towards where I want to? Does this align with my values, or does this not align? Is it disaligned with my values? And you make decisions off of that, and you'll find those people that are able to do that tend to be more successful in their point of view. So successful to themselves, which is what we're all aiming for, to be successful within ourselves. So I think it comes from building those core values that you need.
As you said, how would you go about as you said, your values change and your purpose changes, and over time, things change and your mindset changes. If your business is very fixed, gaming, for instance, how would you go about creating other steps? Is it? Do you think it's easier to change your process from, well, I've become a successful gamer, I can now change it into a successful investor because I know what it takes. The in-betweens are, I need to learn how to read stocks and I need to manage money, but the rest of it in the middle is the same as in the processes and the work it takes and so on and so forth to get to the end product. So it's just the start and the finish of the journey that actually changes. The steps in the middle are very, very similar.
Near on the same. Yeah, 100%. I couldn't have said any better. It just, how you start and how the end process is the only difference. In the middle, all right, there might be different. The middle steps are, I guess, they're the same. It's just hard
they do
work,
dedication.
Like
you said, they do change.
Yeah,
because it's a different.
Yeah, the actual physical tasks each time is different, but the process is it's basically just try, fail, adapt, try, fail, adapt, try, fail, adapt, try, fail, adapt.
Yeah,
and just keep going on that. And that's what I think. If you look at any business, that's how they do it. If you look at Amazon, I know they spend a fortune every year just trialing so many different methods of a new delivery system or a new processing system, so on and so forth, new boxing system, all over the world in different parts of the world, just to see what works. And they do it for a good 6 months at a time. And if it works, they roll it out across the entire of Amazon. If it doesn't work, they just scrap it and that's it. It's not money wasted. It's just money. It's money. It's not. They don't see it as money wasted money. They see it as just learning, just growth, personal growth.
One thing I'd like to say though is, yes, the journey in the middle is the same. And as you said, your purposes change as you grow. If you're on a journey for a long period of time, 5 years, and the business is still not successful, you're working at it. But I think there comes a time where over a certain amount of years, you haven't had a win. You've just been losing all the time. It's, say it's, I don't know, starting a football team or something, way left field, and it's not working, and you can't get the players or something, and it's not really generating any money. There's got to be a certain amount of time where you go, cut it, because your purpose has changed, because you've changed in time.
Yeah, so that's difficult. If your purpose has changed, then maybe you should change. But if your purpose is, if you truly feel that your intrinsic purpose is to do that thing that's failing, you just need to keep going at it. And if you do just keep going at it, it will come, because you're just giving it your all. It will consume you. It'll be your life. And it sounds bad, but if it's your purpose, you're going to be enjoying doing it, so you're going to be happy doing it. It doesn't matter if you're working horrendous hours or not making a lot of money. You're going to be happy because you're chasing your purpose. If you were employing people that weren't interested in doing any of this, like if you're employing managers and coaches that really wanted results and were only results driven, they might come and go and leave and be upset there's no money or all of that. But if it's your, I guess you could say destiny. I don't know. It sounds a bit.
No, you're right. Yeah. If
it is, just go after it. If it's your purpose, go after it. And yes, your purpose can change. So change with it.
Yeah.
But chances are, it's not going to change so much that you're going to want to completely go from being a football manager to being a garbage man. You know what I mean? Like,
big difference. And as you said, the journey in the middle stays the same. But I think in that point of journey, there is a no BS type of attitude. For instance, if something changes, you lose time somewhere, you have to make up that time no matter what.
Yeah.
And if it is losing hours of sleep over that time, then that's fine. If you enjoy it, just go and do it. Like I would love to swear right now, but I'm not going to because I'm a very polite person. But
how many times you swore in this podcast in the past?
I don't know what you're on about. But all I'm going to say is, you just need to go and do it, because no matter what, you're just losing time.
Yep.
And if you enjoy something, no matter what, that time will be made up.
Yep.
So
100%.
if you lose sleep over it, just get up and go and do it.
And going back, if you are struggling in whatever it is you're doing, and people are telling you, don't worry about it, don't let it go, come and do this 9 to 5, be nice and safe and secure. Don't let that, don't conform to what society's telling you to do. Scrap that, ignore it. Don't lie to yourself. Make sure you're telling yourself the truth, about what you think your purpose is and what your values are. As long as you're not lying to yourself and you're not conforming to what your mates and all that are saying, you'll be on the right path and you will find a way.
I mean, sometimes you could just tell them to go and absolutely themselves and let me continue with my journey, please, because I know what I'm doing and I'm going to work at it until it does work. And if it doesn't work, then I'm going to show you that it does work and keep going until it does.
100%.
And don't give up.
Don't try to fit in. Stand out. Don't be a shepherd.
Go against the grain.
Don't be the herd. Go against the grain.
Yeah.
Don't be the herd. Be the shepherd, and you will be happier. Even if you value friends, like I value friends. One of my core values is friends and family. So I make time for them, but it's not highest on priority. So exactly. Yeah. So I have top 5, and I make my decisions. And so Disney, actually, I learned this from Disney business. Like, can't remember. I think it was Ben Bergeron talking about it. And Disney have these core values that they work to, and one of them was the customers, like basically come first, or was it the image of the company? I can't remember now. I'm going to butcher this, so it's going to be horrendous. But basically, they had this drawist doing a cartoon way back in the 70s, whenever it was, maybe even further back than that. And he was really successful, one of the biggest TV programs there was going. But he messed up. He'd committed a crime, maybe a sexual crime. I can't remember exactly. But they sacked him on the spot, even though he was their biggest form of revenue at that time. They sacked him off because his beliefs were not in the same. What's the word?
Their values, yeah.
His values were not aligned with their values, so he immediately cut it off and then moved on and tried to grow somewhere else.
Yeah,
it didn't affect him in the slightest. Like, they stuck to their core values, and look at them now. They're one of the biggest streaming services in the world. So I think you do have to, what's the word? Cut your ties with some people if their values are complete flip opposite sometimes.
Yeah, cut and show attitude.
Yeah, because I think that your values are what create your purpose, or give you your purpose. And if you're allowing external pressures and influences happen to you, you're not chasing your purpose.
But it's hard, isn't it? Because it comes back to that educational purpose, and someone is actually, again, if they're granted their values might not be perfectly in line with yours, but if an educational I don't know, for instance, a coach or something or a mentor that you use says, well, that's not quite right, do it like this and you'll gain results faster, there becomes a bit of, I don't know, what would you say, a bit of animosity there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A bit of a fight going on. Well, hang on a minute, these are my purposes, these are my values. You're teaching me to work towards my values and my purpose. However, you're trying to change my purpose and my value because you think this is not going to work, or this idea is not going to work, or it's already been done before. What would you say to those sort of people? Well, how would you deal with that? Because I think that's quite a hard thing to come across. That
is, but I think your values, you should stick to your values. If they're your values and you know they're pretty I've changed my values so many times in the last year, trying to tweak it, trying to make it better so it works better for my life. If a mentor is telling you to change them, chances are he's used to have the same ones, or he knows you need help. I don't know, but stick to your values, tweak them along the way, but stick to them. No, I don't know. That's tough.
I think even though he's trying to point you in the right direction, there's a purpose that those values you pick to there.
Yes.
And if you have to change them along the way, you're going to find that path.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to reach that dead end. And if it's not worked, even though he said, right, okay, if they're your values, run with them.
Yeah.
Right. And do run with them. But he said, we'll try this one instead. If that path comes to an end, jump the path and go to the next one. If it continues and it continues growing and you've passed the path that you're already on, or you're quids in, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's very realistic. So I think you have to, like you said, stick with your own path first and your own purpose and your own values. And if they don't work, and there's a certain thing that he can tell you that does work, step over and have a go at it.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to be willing to learn and adapt, but at the same time, you're going to be happy following your values.
Yeah.
Because it's what you truly believe in. So you're always going to be better off doing that. Might not be the right answers, but as long as you're willing to learn from those wrong answers, then you can adapt and change and move forward. Keep moving forward, yeah.
Out of interest, what values have you changed?
So many. So friends used to come higher on my values list. Now that's fifth on my values list. Wealth and health are well above it.
Yeah.
Edit that a little bit. So just because and personal growth is one of the biggest ones on mine as well. So every time I come to make a decision, I have to think of these core values, and what's the word? If it say if it's going out with a night out with the friends, as opposed to doing a seminar with a mentor, I can't do the night out because the personal growth comes before the friends and family. So it sounds horrendous when you say that. It's you're missing a night out with your friends. There's plenty of opportunities to have nights out. There's going to be more. 100%. And I know there'll be more mentors giving seminars, but I'd rather grow now and be able to live happily later on. Yeah. What about you?
I'd agree with that. Yeah, mine are very, very similar. Actually, friends are quite low on mine, the same as you, really. I think, health, fitness, and wealth are quite high on mine. Don't get me wrong. I think I take friends and family as two different values. Okay. Because I think, granted, friends are very important, but I think the family that I have left, which is very minimal, are more important than that to me. So, I would go and see them rather than would go and see friends. And technically, I don't really see friends very often. All my friends are at home, which is 50 miles or so away. So, getting there is quite a struggle for me. And the same with family. So, if I drive that way, I'm going to see family first. And it's the same as you said. Health and wealth. I think for me, health is one of my top priorities. And along with, I wouldn't really I'd call it learning at the moment. Learning is very important for me. Because I need to learn what I need to do to create my wealth. So.
But that'll be somewhere in our top 5 for the rest of our lives, I think, because that's just the mindset we've developed over time. Like forever learners, you can't change that.
And I don't think the learning never stops, unfortunately. The grind never stops. So don't think that one day you can actually stop, because it doesn't.
Yeah, that's when it
never stops.
Yeah, don't ever think you can stop learning, or you've learned enough. I used to think that. I used to think at school, I'll finish learning. Fantastic, go out into the world. Or when did I left? When I was bolting, I was I've learned everything there is. Can't be anything else I need to know. Surely. I know it all. And that's when that's when you know the least, I think.
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know.
You know what that is? That's ego-based, isn't it?
100%. That is. 100%. As I think we spoke about in the past, 100%. Full ego. Destruction. Killing yourself.
It is. I think we're about there, Butson.
I think we are.
That was a good episode.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it. I hope you got some value from that. If you don't have core values, start thinking about them. Start thinking about listing them out. Aim for 5. Go for 5. Whether it's family, wealth, health, make them your own. Don't copy ours. Don't copy anyone else's. Make them your own, and it might just help you find your purpose. Think. And when you are trying to find your purpose, look at what you think about every day. Look at what you
do naturally.
Do naturally, you do without being asked what you want to talk about all the time, with all your friends or with your family, whatever you want to do. It's going to be in your head somewhere. Just be open and honest to yourself. Don't lie, and you will find it, 100%. So, if you did get value from that, please leave us a review on down below somewhere. I don't know what platform you're listening to it on, but somewhere. Follow us on Instagram. Send us a DM. Did you want to talk to him about the accountability sheet?
Yeah, before we do close this out, as we said in a previous podcast, we do actually have an accountability sheet that both me and Alex use, and it's a great piece of software. Very simple to use, really easy. We do have multiple pieces of software, but I think the accountability one is great to get you started on. Just sort of align your values, talking about values and stuff. You can write the stuff on there and goals, and it's a great piece of software. So if you'd like to use it, get involved with us. Message us on Instagram, or maybe put a message below, and we'll try and catch up with you guys. Cheers, guys. Take care. See you later. Success is available for everyone, so why should you settle for less?